Have you ever wondered why one city, nestled in the Judean mountains, holds such immense significance for billions of people around the world? A city that has been fought over, destroyed, and rebuilt more times than almost any other place on earth. This is the story of Jerusalem, a city of gold, of stone, and of faith, a story stretching back 4,000 years. Our journey begins around 2000 BC, in the Bronze Age. Long before it was the city we know today, it was a small settlement, likely called Urusalim, which might mean city of peace or foundation of the god Shalem. Ancient Egyptian texts mention it, giving us a glimpse into its early days as a Canaanite city-state. It was a strategic hilltop town, controlling important trade routes, a prize even then. Fast forward to around 1000 BC. This is where the story takes a dramatic turn. According to the Hebrew Bible, a young king named David from the tribe of Judah conquers the city from the Jebusites. He makes it the capital of his united kingdom of Israel and Judah. It's no longer just a strategic fortress. It's now the political and spiritual heart of the Israelite people. David's son, the wise King Solomon, elevates the city's status even further. He constructs the legendary First Temple, a magnificent structure that becomes the central place of worship and the dwelling place of God on earth for the Jewish people. Jerusalem becomes synonymous with divine presence, but peace in Jerusalem is often fleeting. After Solomon's death, the kingdom splits, and the city faces centuries of turmoil and threats from powerful empires. In 586 BC, a catastrophe strikes. The Babylonian king, Nebuchadnezzar II, conquers Jerusalem, razes the city to the ground, and destroys Solomon's temple. The Jewish elite are exiled to Babylon. It's a moment of profound trauma, a period of weeping by the rivers of Babylon, longing for a lost home. The city lies in ruins, but the memory and the dream of Jerusalem persist. Decades later, a new power rises, the Persian Empire. In an astonishing turn of events, Cyrus the Great allows the Jews to return to their homeland and rebuild their temple. The Second Temple is completed around 516 BC, ushering in a new era. Jerusalem is reborn, once again the center of Jewish life and worship. For the next few centuries, it's ruled by a succession of empires, the Persians, then the Greeks under Alexander the Great, and later the Ptolemies and Seleucids. This period brings Greek culture and ideas, creating a vibrant but sometimes tense cultural mix. This tension explodes in the 2nd century BC with the Maccabean revolt. A Jewish priest, Mattathias, and his sons, led by Judah Maccabee, lead a rebellion against the Seleucid king Antiochus IV, who had desecrated the Second Temple. Miraculously, they succeed, reclaiming and rededicating the temple, an event still celebrated today as Hanukkah. This leads to a brief period of Jewish independence under the Hasmonean dynasty. But another, even greater power was looming on the horizon: Rome. In 63 BC, the Roman general Pompey the Great captures Jerusalem, and the city falls under Roman influence. The Romans install a new king, Herod the Great. Known for his ambition and brutality, Herod is also one of the greatest builders in history. He undertakes a massive renovation and expansion of the Second Temple, turning it into one of the most magnificent edifices of the ancient world. The city flourishes, bustling with pilgrims and trade. It is into this bustling Roman-occupied Jerusalem that a Jewish preacher from Galilee, Jesus of Nazareth, arrives. For Christians, this is the most pivotal week in the city's history. His teachings, his entry into the city, his Last Supper, his trial, crucifixion at Golgotha, and his resurrection from a tomb nearby. These events, all taking place in and around Jerusalem, will form the foundation of a new world religion. Jerusalem becomes the cradle of Christianity. The relationship between the Jewish population and their Roman rulers, however, deteriorates into open rebellion. In 70 AD, after a brutal siege, Roman legions under Titus conquer Jerusalem. In a devastating echo of the past, they destroy the city and the magnificent Second Temple. All that remains is a portion of the Western retaining wall, which would become known as the Western Wall, the holiest site in Judaism today. The Romans rename the city Aelia Capitolina and forbid Jews from entering. It seems once again that the story of Jewish Jerusalem has come to a tragic end. As the Roman Empire embraces Christianity under Emperor Constantine in the 4th century, Jerusalem's identity shifts once more. Constantine's mother, Helena, travels to the city and identifies the sites associated with Jesus' life. The Church of the Holy Sepulchre is built over the believed location of the crucifixion and resurrection. Jerusalem is transformed into a major center of Christian pilgrimage, filled with churches, monasteries, and devout believers from across the empire. In the 7th century, a new force emerges from the Arabian Peninsula. In 638 AD, the Muslim Caliph Omar ibn al-Khattab peacefully takes control of Jerusalem. For Islam, Jerusalem is also a profoundly holy city. It is the site of the Prophet Muhammad's miraculous night journey, his ascent to the heavens from the very rock where the Jewish temples once stood. The Umayyad Caliphate builds two of Islam's most iconic structures on this site, the Temple Mount, or Haram al-Sharif, the Dome of the Rock with its stunning golden dome, and the Al-Aqsa Mosque. Jerusalem is now sacred to three Abrahamic faiths, a unique and complex status it holds to this day. For the next 400 years, Jerusalem is under relatively peaceful Muslim rule. But in 1099, everything changes. Fueled by religious fervor, Christian armies from Europe, the Crusaders, storm the city. They conquer Jerusalem in a brutal and violent takeover, establishing the Latin Kingdom of Jerusalem. For nearly a century, the city is a Christian capital once more. But their rule is precarious. In 1187, the great Muslim Sultan, Saladin, recaptures the city for Islam. His victory is marked by his chivalry, a stark contrast to the Crusaders' earlier conquest. The city then passes through the hands of the Ayyubids and the Mamluks, who add beautiful Islamic architecture that still graces the old city today. Then, in 1517, a powerful new empire takes control, the Ottomans. Under the leadership of Sultan Suleiman the Magnificent, Jerusalem experiences another golden age of construction. Most famously, he rebuilds the city walls and gates that still stand today, giving the old city the shape we recognize. For 400 years, the Ottomans ruled Jerusalem, maintaining a delicate balance between the city's different religious communities. The 20th century brings radical change. As the Ottoman Empire crumbles during World War I, British forces under General Allenby capture Jerusalem in 1917. This begins the period of the British Mandate. The city grows rapidly outside the old city walls. But tensions are rising. Jewish immigration increases, fueled by the Zionist movement seeking to establish a national home, while the Palestinian Arab population fears displacement and loss of their homeland. The conflict escalates, leading to riots and violence. In 1947, the United Nations proposes a plan to partition Palestine into separate Arab and Jewish states, with Jerusalem to be an international city. The plan is accepted by Jewish leaders, but rejected by Arab leaders. When the British Mandate ends in 1948, the State of Israel is declared, and the First Arab-Israeli War erupts. By the end of the war, Jerusalem is a divided city. West Jerusalem is under Israeli control, while East Jerusalem, including the Old City with its holy sites, is under Jordanian control. Barbed wire and concrete walls split families and communities, a painful scar running through the city's heart. This division lasts for 19 years. Then, in the Six-Day War of 1967, Israeli forces capture East Jerusalem, reuniting the city under Israeli rule. For the first time in 2 millennia, Jewish people have free access to the Western Wall. Israel declares Jerusalem its complete and undivided capital. However, this move is not recognized by most of the international community. For Palestinians, East Jerusalem is the desired capital of their future state. The city becomes the epicenter of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, a focal point of political struggle, international diplomacy, and ongoing tension. Today, Jerusalem is a vibrant, modern city, yet its ancient stones whisper stories of kings, prophets, caliphs, and crusaders. It is a city of profound prayer and political protest, of bustling markets and quiet courtyards. It remains the ultimate symbol of faith and identity for Jews, Christians, and Muslims worldwide. Its future, up to 2026 and beyond, is still being written. The quest for peace in the City of Peace continues. The history of Jerusalem teaches us that while empires rise and fall, the deep human yearning for connection, for home, and for the divine endures forever within its golden walls. Thank you so much for joining me on this incredible journey through time. If you found this history as fascinating as I do, please give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the stories that shaped our world. See you next time.